So rapper French Montana came out and was talking about the music industry, and he was talking about how they've been taking out life insurances on people. Now, some people may not have been hip to it, but then you got to kind of wonder back in time. Did they do that to Tupac? Killed him off. Biggie? Killed him off. Sam Cooke? Killed him off. Jackie Wilson? Killed him off. Prince? Killed him off. Michael Jackson? Killed him off. Whitney Houston? Killed him off. R. Kelly? Lock him up. We're going to make the bag. Eventually kill him off. You got to kind of wonder about these things. It's very Jimi Hendrix? Killed him off. You see a pattern with this situation, how who owns it, how they own your name, they own your rights, they own your being. And that's how it is with the old days of the recordings, the masters, the whole thing. You're in debt forever. I remember, I think Jimmy Jam was talking about it. Jimmy Jam, James Harris, half of Jam and Lewis, great production team, one of the greatest production teams for his hits goes ever. And he said, it's like the industry is like it's the only place like you can go, like you get a loan in a bank, but you never pay it off, and that's what they do. And this is interesting. French Montana is like talking about that Illuminati, talking about that other stuff that's going on, and how they got insurance policies. Young Dolph, Nipsey Hussle, kill them off. The bag is still gonna be there. They're gonna still make bags off of you. You look at the situation. You kind of wonder. Janis Joplin, just so you be balanced with black and white, so people don't think I'm gonna be on one side. Elvis Presley, because that likeness sells for them records. Rock companies still make money. John Lennon, I can go on. Jim Morrison, that whole thing, Buddy Holly, I can go on. You know, I think case in point, why this kind of ties into something past. So I watch Truth and Rhythm. I give my man Scott a shout out. Truth and Rhythm, if you get a chance, peep it out. Tawatha Aggie, who was a female vocalist for the legendary and the great band Mtume. Rest in peace to James Mtume. She brought up an interesting point. She did thousands of background vocal sessions. She talked about how she did a session for the Vaughn brothers before Stevie Ray Vaughan was killed in a helicopter with his brother Jimmy Ray. Said that she had to be part of the video with Jimmy Ray because of contract obligation by Sony Records. They still wanted the video because they wanted to recoup that money and to make a bag off of his death. So to tie that into French Montana, which that was 30 years ago when Stevie Ray Vaughan, back in 1990 when Stevie Ray was killed. Sadly, one of the greatest guitarists ever. So you fast forward to all the deaths and the people, and you see situations and you see what they do in the estates and everything. It makes you wonder. So French Montana, this has been going on, but to hear somebody who's relatively current and relevant to an extent to come out and say, hey, they taking out insurances on you, you got to kind of rewind about all these artists. You think about Rick James too, and his estate got blowed up. His daughter had run it, but they sold part of it off. But you got to start to kind of wonder how this thing is working, and that they take out insurances on you and they still gonna make money at times the money they already made off of you. And even though I didn't necessarily agree with Prince putting slave on his face per se, because it's not quite this, it's not the same. It is a plantation in the music industry, and they do own you, and they do stamp you. So it does have the relevance enough to say. Or Michael Jackson spoke out about how black artists, especially, but there is, goes cross, but it does impact black because when they own you, there's the masters, the whole nine. There's a whole other side, and you get cheaper pay overall for your net than your white counterparts. That's a fact. Please hit like, subscribe. I welcome thoughts and comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another, and this industry. And now with them 360 deals, they'll get a chew on your merch. They'll get a chew on whatever your likeness is being, and that's why they come up with that hokey hologram. Avoid that industry if you can. Create your own. Have your own say. And you sure if you're getting life insurance, you sure don't want to give them no more money than you already have, because they already got their hands in 75% of your pockets already. I'm out.